Hello, and welcome back. So, during the last stream, I finished off this truck. This truck is basically an obstacle that prevents the player from going up here and accessing this area right away. The reason for that is because I want the player to go this way, get this puzzle, climb up here, and do all this stuff. So yeah, and then the player grabs the truck, pulls it out of the way, and then from then on, the player has full access to this whole area. That's pretty much it. That's what I did last stream, and then off stream I actually got it working. So during the last stream it was like kind of half working, but things weren't quite lining up, and yeah, I managed to iron the issues out. I also added this neat little crate to the back of the truck, which I think was a nice touch. Here's the interior. Looks kind of trash, right? Well, I mean, it's kind of part of the look, I think. All right, so just gonna quickly demonstrate what I mean when I say that I got it working. There's still a few things I want to do to get it working in exactly the way that I want. So, can't walk past the truck, but I can grab onto it and pull it. This area is accessible from down there. So what I want to do next... Oh no, I should have demonstrated this. Hold on, I'll do that right now. What I want to do is I want to make it so that you can pull the truck, but then you can't push it back, so it's like just kind of there. So right now you can pull it, but then you can push it back. I don't want the player to be able to push it back, and in fact, I think I don't want the player to be able to push it at all. Because it's technically a block puzzle, but I don't want the player to like know that it's a block puzzle. When I say block puzzle, I mean like this thing. You push a block around, put it in the right spot. This is technically the same thing, disguised as something else. Yeah, I think you know what I mean. So what I'm gonna do about this? Come on. All right. So I need to make it so that this block can be pulled, but not pushed. Should be really easy, I think. Oh, actually, it might not be. It might not actually be that easy. Hold on a second. If pushing is true, player is pushing block. Otherwise, player is pulling. And we need to add a. Let's see if this it's not ready yet. Oh, of course, of course. Of course it's gonna give me errors. Build. Okay. Can be pulled, can be pushed. And the area you can pull only exists over here. Just perfect. Let's give this a quick test. I think that should be good enough theoretically on its own. Well, that was easy. That's, wow, I'm actually surprised that went off without a hitch. That was very, very easy. Okay. I think I also want there to be like an NPC who's sitting in the driver's seat, who's basically saying, "Hey mate, the car's stuck in the mud. Could you get me out of here?" And then the player just kind of goes up behind, pulls it, and the dude's like, "Hey, thanks man. You're a real lifesaver." Yeah, that's the plan. To be honest, I'm not fully happy with the idea of just a truck blocking this, but I couldn't think of a better idea of like impeding the player's progress. Because it's basically what this is. It's a way of the entire point of this level is to teach the player how to play. So you learn how to do block puzzles, how to climb ladders, and there's a bunch of obstacle course stuff over here, like learning how the auto jump works. And then this is like a way of allowing the player to go from here to here without having to deal with all that stuff. But, I mean, if you can think of a better way of preventing the player from getting past here, besides using a gate, because that's a cop-out, I think, then that'd be cool. I would totally listen to that and try and implement it. A couple streams ago, I got this puzzle working. You access it by jumping over this fence, and then you talk to this dude. He wants you to retrieve something, but the only way out is to, well, I guess technically you can climb up here and jump off, but from down here, the only way out is to step on this, which will open. Well, there's actually like a gate over here, but you can't really see it. I should make it more visible. You know what? Let's do that right now. Let's make that gate more visible. Okay, what metal textures do I have, or metal materials do I have imported right now? Let's see. Nope, not that one. This one looks pretty good. And whatever texture I apply to this is going to be stretched, but that's kind of something that I want. Normally, I don't want to. Normally, I wouldn't just grab a cube and stretch it out like that. But this is a situation where it would actually look quite well, or work quite good. So I'm going to do that. I think I will go with this one. Oh, I just realized I never set this texture up. Let's do that right now. It's probably take a few minutes, but the problem is, so this is like a source texture. It's too high resolution to fit into a Nintendo 64 sort of style environment. So I'm going to review, so I'm going to make a 64 by 64 and a 32 by 32 version of this texture. This is 128 by 128 right now. Okay, export as metal 2x64. Image, scale 32. And finally, export as metal 2x32. Lots of boring yet highly necessary work. Well, I mean, it's technically not necessary, but I mean, I think it's necessary. Let's make a shader material, metal 2. And I'm using I'm using a very special shader that replicates the buggy, or not buggy, but like the unusual um, bilinear filtering algorithm that the Nintendo 64 used for its 3D assets, for its 2D, it's for its textures, I mean. And if you don't know what that means, here's kind of a good demonstration of that. You can kind of see it right here. It's like it looks kind of like a rupee if you look, like if you look at it kind of diagonally. It's not actually, that probably wasn't the best example. I'll try and find another one. Okay, here's a perfect example of what I mean. See this? In the source texture, this is a square. This is how the Nintendo 64 would filter their textures. They would take 3 samples, I think, let's say for every pixel on this part of the screen, it would grab the color value from this position, and this position, and interpolate between these 2 values to produce the final color. In proper bilinear filtering, it takes this position, this position, this position, and this position into account, producing a more to produce a more proper, smoother effect. This is fine, but it has quirks to it that become apparent when you do certain things. For example, over here, this looks kind of okay, but then you look over here, it looks kind of like a staircase. This is actually like the same, just opposite directions on both sides. I think you can see it here too. Perfectly smooth and staircase. But that's what the Nintendo 64 used to do, or does. And that's, well, I'm copying that. I think I've explained that several times on multiple streams, but Thing is, I never assumed that a viewer is like someone who's watched previous streams. So, yeah, there's the gate. Now you can kind of see it. I assume that they haven't watched any of my previous streams, so I basically explain it every time. Apologies if you've already seen my if you've already like watched and listened to my explanation to it on a previous stream. Just trying to keep people caught up. Oh, by the way, do you like the reflection effect on this car? I'm pretty sure that I made the shader for this myself, but it was a long time ago and I forget how exactly I acquired it. I could be wrong about that. I could have actually not stolen, but like downloaded it from like a public source. But yeah, basically it takes a 2D texture and then maps it onto the screen space normals in such a way that makes it look like it is a light reflecting off a surface. It's a little bit wrong. Like if you rotate the camera around, the reflection changes angle, which is technically not correct. But I think a lot of N64 games use this kind of thing. Like I think that in oh yeah, it's especially visible over here. Like I think in Mario Kart 64, if you look closely at the trophy during like the award ceremony, you kind of see the texture. I think the Metal Mario in Mario 64 reflection used used like that kind of thing. And, yeah. Okay, what next? All right, apologies, I'm gonna spend some time thinking about this because I wasn't sure what to do next, to be honest. Well, I wasn't 100% sure. Okay, player starts here. He explores. Talks to this guy. And maybe this guy. This guy's like, help us, please. There's a bad thing going on at our village. This guy's like, you can't leave if you don't got a weapon, sonny. So, yeah, it's basically like the intro of Ocarina of Time. You have to acquire a weapon, or else you won't be allowed to leave. That's pretty much the gist of it. I'm still not 100% sure of where I want the player to acquire the weapon. And if you have any ideas, you can always let me know. But yeah, you don't have to. Delete this, I don't need it anymore. Hold on a sec. Point. Oh, I guess I should remove the weapon and shield from the player's inventory while I'm testing this. I know. How about I have this guy give you the knife, and then you buy the shield at the store. You know, basically just copy paste Ocarina of Time. Well, maybe not. Maybe not with the knife, but definitely with like the shield. Actually, no. Let's put the knife up here in like a treasure chest. Man, it's been a long time since I actually like used uh this model, so I'm not actually sure if it'll work. Where's the obstacle course? In the thing. Here it is. Okay. Okay, let's check and see if this works. Wait. I need to delete. Forgot. I need to remove the weapon from the player's inventory. Oh, okay. What's going on? Teleport to spatial. Right. Town, obstacle course, treasure chest. Hmm. I hate having to debug my code. Node not found. Hmm. What the world is going on here? Oh, I think I have an idea of what's going on. Man, it's been a long time since I used this. But, oh, I just need to make a node called teleport to spatial. All right. I think it goes over here. I need to learn what this is for. Okay, okay. It teleports the player to a position. All right. Global data player global transform equals. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, so as soon as the player opens the chest, he gets teleported in front of the chest, just in case he's like a little bit off. I think that's the purpose behind it. I mean, from how I've read the code, that's what it seems to be. It's probably gonna crash again because there are 2 errors. Yep. So that's 1 down. Specified cast not valid. This is what happens when you mess with code that you wrote like months or years ago. Okay. I just leave this blank. What happens then? Okay. Oh, there's another thing I gotta do. Hey, the texture's broken. What happened? And the truck's in the way. Can't get past it. Which means that I gotta go the other way. Oh. Looks like I never put a collider on this thing. Alright then. We've been getting to do that for a long time. I need to do something about the animation there. So, I do not have a weapon in my inventory right now. Let's see if this gives me one. Nope, it crashed. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Hmm. Okay. So what isn't set to an instance of an object? What do you mean not set to an instance of an object? Oh, root item. Right, because I made that null. Or I just didn't bother filling it in. Okay. Apparently I can't just leave it blank. But now it's going to crash because for some reason it can't cast this to a spatial. I'm not even sure why that's happening. I mean, it's clearly a spatial node, right? So what am I missing? Or is it because it's a get item chest and not a... But doesn't this inherit... Isn't this a type of spatial? No, it's a type of node. Oh, interesting. Hmm. I see. Okay. What if I do that? This is clearly a spatial. Let's try it. You know what? Right now I just want to test the chest. So move the spawn point over to where the chest is supposed to be. Um, well, that was interesting. Player shrank. What in the world? Did you see that? You just went like, pew! And then you like grew back to full size. Oh, wrong thing. Oh, that's why. Oh, I see what's going on here. Kind of dumb, but it has to do with the way that I set this up in the first place. Where is it? Where is it? Come on, man. Where is it? Here it is. So the way that I teleport the player in front of the chest is by assigning the global transform, but the problem with that is that there is a scale involved, and that scale is inherited from its parents. And the treasure chest, well, apparently at some point I scaled it down to like 0.5, 2, or 2.25, 25.25, and scale of this, or rather, where is it? Where is it? This node. Scale of this node as a child of that node, well, it inherits it. So what are we gonna do about that? Yeah, apparently my original mesh was like way too big. Huh? Okay. Okay, let's try that again. All right, that's better. Okay, what next? Okay, what do I do next? Oh yeah, I think that there was a problem with the value not getting assigned, or with the knife not actually being added to the inventory. So we know that the animation stuff all works. You got the tactical knife, and it's clearly not there in my inventory. So something's definitely wrong there. Let's figure out what it is. dot command text. Hold on, this should be automatically generating the text. Yeah. It's specifically a type of weapon, I think. Yeah, it's type of attack. Okay, get equipment ID true. Hmm. There I am writing dot for string concatenation. This bad habit inherited from working with PHP plus not dot. Hey Tristan, I'm debugging something. What am I working on today? Well, I got this truck thing kind of working. It's basically just it's a block pushing puzzle disguised as like a other thing. So this is like actually a block, but you can only pull it. You can only pull it from the back. The idea is that it unlocks passageway through here, so that the player doesn't have to go through like this whole puzzle thing every time from then on. So I finished that like about 10-20 minutes ago. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to, yeah, it's basically a checkpoint. It's like in Dark Souls you make it to the undead, you make it to the lower undead burg, and there's that like that shortcut back to the undead burg bonfire. It's kind of like that, except for I'm not using like doors that open on one side because I think that's a little bit of a cop out. So I'm trying to avoid that kind of thing. But so right now I'm experimenting with the idea, or I was experimenting with the idea of giving the player the tactical knife through this treasure chest up on here. So right now the player can get up there, but I'm trying to debug this issue that's causing the player to not actually get the tactical knife. And it's a bit of a pain right now. Now, I may have actually overcomplicated this for myself, but what happened is I made this a command system. I guess it's a command system, but I made like a yeah, it's a command system. So I made like a whole bunch of I rewrote a bunch of the game functionality to work through like console commands that kind of run in the background. So it's like pretty much every like a whole bunch of stuff is done through calling this static variable on command system, including the act of like acquiring items. But it's not working. The command system itself is working, but the items are supposed to like automatically generate the command that unlocks itself. It's working, but yeah, it's complicated stuff is making it not work. What if I do that might work. But I don't have the tactical knife right now. Let's see if this works. Hey, it works. Oops. Uh-oh. Okay. Apparently I just opened the chest twice. Yeah, I'd gotta fix that. It's not something that should happen. Oh, I just realized this might be... It's gonna be a little bit of work. Actually, this should be pretty easy. Wait a minute. I could just do that. Oh, okay. Right. I could probably delete this script because it's completely redundant. And not in a good way. Not in like the data redundancy sort of way. It's redundant it's redundant in the sense that I literally don't need it. Just use this one. Must be a leftover from like earlier in the project. What? Let's move it to a recycle bin. Okay. Save system dot get save dot dot the items. If save system dot get save inventory items dot contains item dot d Problem with this is that I'm dealing with potentially multiple types. It could be an integer, it could be a boolean. So I gotta account for both. system system save to items. If item data is full, cool. Else if is int and equals int plus I equals. Yeah, I think that should work. So now not only should it keep track of whether it's been opened, it should also work with saves data. Let's open the chest. Open it again. Oop. Okay, now let's load it again now that we've saved. Okay, it works. Okay, perfect. All right, I think that's probably enough for today. It is 6 o'clock where I live. So I've been streaming for an hour. I've been working on this for about an hour. So yeah, it's probably enough. Next stream, I will get... All right, see you, Tristan. So next stream, I will make the appearance of the chest reflect whether it has already been opened. So what I did just now in coding, in case you weren't watching, so I made it so that the data that I made it so that whatever item is in the chest, if it is either -1 or false, then that chest is unopened. Otherwise the chest is opened. So yeah, next stream I will make it so that the appearance of this chest is reflective of that. That's the plan. Next stream though. All right. See you later.